Friends, it's so good to be with you today. God has something amazing in store for each and every one of us, and sometimes He speaks to us in the most unexpected ways through the most surprising teachers. Welcome to today's video where we draw inspiration from one of the smallest creatures on earth, the ant, and uncover profound life lessons rooted in biblical wisdom. You might think, what can an ant teach me? But let me tell you, God has packed incredible wisdom into these tiny creatures. Wisdom that can help you live a more purposeful, more victorious, and more faith-filled life. Get ready to be encouraged, to be uplifted, and to see how God's principles are at work all around us, even in the diligent, determined world of the ant. Today we're going to explore how these small but mighty insects reflect God's divine design and how their habits can inspire us to live bigger, bolder lives for Him. God wants you to succeed, He wants you to thrive, and He often uses the simple things of this world to reveal His profound truths. As we delve into these lessons, I want you to open your heart and see how these principles apply directly to your life, to your dreams, and to the amazing future God has planned for you. Remember, you were created for a purpose, and every bit of wisdom we gather helps us step more fully into that destiny. So let's get ready to learn from these fascinating creatures. Let's allow God to speak to us through their example, reminding us that no matter how small we might feel at times, with Him we are capable of extraordinary things. He's a good God, and He's always looking for ways to bless us and guide us. Prepare to be inspired, because God is about to show you something powerful through the humble ant, lessons that will resonate deep within your spirit and encourage you on your journey of faith. Friends, have you ever noticed how an ant moves with such determination? It's not just wandering aimlessly, it's driven by a powerful, God-given purpose. Each ant in a colony has a specific role, a clear objective that shapes everything it does. For instance, some ants are solely dedicated to finding food for the entire community. That's their purpose, and they pour all their time and energy into fulfilling it, never deviating, always focused. This incredible focus is a beautiful illustration of how God has designed each of us with a unique purpose too. You are not here by accident. You are a person of destiny. The Bible tells us in Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Isn't that amazing? God Himself has plans specifically for you, plans filled with hope and designed for your prosperity, not for your downfall. If you're feeling unsure about your purpose, if you're wondering what God has called you to do, I want to encourage you today. Seek Him. Talk to God in prayer, immerse yourself in His Word, especially the New Testament, and He will begin to reveal His incredible reasons for your existence. He wants you to know your purpose because He wants you to live a fulfilled and impactful life, just like that focused little ant, contributing to something much bigger than itself. Now let's talk about another incredible trait of these tiny titans. Ants are phenomenal team workers. You'll never see an ant trying to build an entire colony on its own. They understand instinctively that they achieve so much more by working together, by pooling their strengths to accomplish something truly great, something far beyond what any single ant could do alone. This is such a powerful reminder for us, friends. If you want to achieve something substantial in your life, something that leaves a lasting impact, you need to align yourself with others. God designed us for community, for connection. The writer of Hebrews understood this deeply. In Hebrews chapter 10, verses 24 and 25, it says, "And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another." And all the more as you see the day approaching, we need each other. God in His infinite wisdom has placed destiny helpers in each of our lives, people who will encourage us, challenge us, and help propel us to new levels. These relationships help us learn to value and love one another, and in doing so, we move closer to fulfilling our God-given purpose. Don't try to do it all alone. Embrace the power of teamwork God has made available to you. Isn't it fascinating how ants instinctively understand the rhythms of nature? They operate in harmony with the seasons God has established. During the summer, a time of abundance, they're incredibly industrious, tirelessly gathering and storing food. But when winter arrives, a season of scarcity, they don't fight against it. They enter a period of rest, hibernating to conserve energy. This isn't laziness, it's wisdom. They inherently know there's a time for intense work and a time for necessary rest. This teaches us such a vital lesson about balance in our own lives. The book of Ecclesiastes in chapter 3, verses 1 and 2, beautifully captures this divine principle. For everything there is a season, a time for every activity under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to harvest. God has ordained seasons in our lives too. There will be times for focused effort for planting and building, but there must also be times for rest, for rejuvenation, for stepping back to conserve our energy and hear His voice more clearly. It's about discerning the season you're in and aligning your activities accordingly. Don't burn out by trying to be in perpetual summer. Embrace God's wisdom of knowing when to push and when to pause. When you look at an ant, it's easy to dismiss it as insignificant, right? In the vast animal kingdom, they are among the smallest of creatures. But, friends, think about what they accomplish. The colonies they build are complex societies. Their impact on the ecosystem is profound, and their collective strength is truly remarkable. Their contribution is far from insignificant. It is incredibly great. This should be a powerful encouragement to you today. No matter how small or overlooked you might feel at times, you are an extremely important and valuable part of this world in God's eyes. God created you with inbuilt greatness, with unique talents and abilities designed to make a significant impact. Don't let the world's perception of you or even your own self-doubt diminish the truth of your worth. You need to see yourself through the eyes of the Bible, through the eyes of your Creator who loves you unconditionally. He didn't make any mistakes. He has a grand design, and you are a crucial piece of that puzzle. So dare to think big about what God can do through you. Walk in the confidence that you are significant, you are valuable, and you are destined for greatness because the Great One lives in you. One of the most remarkable characteristics of ants, and one that Solomon himself highlighted in Proverbs, is their incredible foresight. Ants diligently prepare their food in the summer, not just for the needs of today, but because they inherently know that winter is coming, a time when food will be scarce and difficult to find. They are constantly preparing for a season that is yet to arrive. This isn't worry, it's wisdom. It's about taking responsible action today to ensure stability and provision for the future. This is a principle that God wants us to embrace in our own lives. We too should be people who prepare, who plan, who are good stewards of what God has given us. Our time, our talents, our resources. This doesn't mean living in fear of the future, but rather living with a wise understanding that seasons change. By preparing ahead, whether it's spiritually, by deepening our relationship with God, practically by managing our finances well, or professionally by developing our skills, we position ourselves to navigate future challenges and seize future opportunities. God honors a prepared heart and a prepared life. Let the ant inspire you to think ahead and act with wisdom, trusting that God will bless your diligent preparations. Friends, if we observe an ant colony, we see a beautiful picture of selfless service. Each ant isn't just living for itself, its actions are geared towards the well-being of the entire community. They serve one another tirelessly, contributing to the collective good. This reminds us that living solely for ourselves can lead to a lonely and unfulfilled existence. But when we begin to serve others, when we shift our focus from what can I get to what can I give, what can I do for you, something amazing happens. We start to live beyond ourselves and purposefully contribute in a positive way to the lives of those around us. The Bible encourages the spirit of service. Hebrews chapter 6 verse 10 tells us, God is not unjust. He will not forget your work and the love you have shown him as you have helped his people and continue to help them. Isn't that comforting? God sees your acts of service, no matter how small they may seem. He values the love you show when you extend a helping hand, when you encourage someone, when you use your gifts to bless others. Serving others isn't a burden. It's a pathway to joy and fulfillment, a way to reflect the heart of God who himself came not to be served, but to serve. But the ants remind you of the profound impact and deep satisfaction found in a life of service. Beyond just working together, ants demonstrate a remarkable level of care for their fellow ants. True caring often means sharing one another's burdens, even when that load feels heavy. It's about empathy, support, and looking out for the well-being of others in the community. And here's what's incredible. This act of caring, of sharing burdens, ultimately strengthens the entire team, the whole colony. The Bible echoes this truth, reminding us that God will not give us a load heavier than we can bear, especially when we support one another. Consider this amazing example from the ant world. When a few ants in a colony are infected by a fungal disease, other ants will actually lick the infection off them. Now, this inadvertently spreads the disease throughout the colony, but here's the miracle. Each ant typically receives only a small, manageable amount of the pathogen, just enough for their individual immune system to fight it off effectively, thereby building collective immunity. Loving and caring can sometimes feel painful or risky, like you're taking on someone else's struggle, but the Bible assures us it is always worth it. As 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 13 says, "And now these three remain, faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. Let the ants inspire us to care deeply and love courageously, knowing it strengthens us all." Wow, what an incredible journey we've had today, looking at the humble ant and uncovering such powerful God-given wisdom. It just goes to show that our amazing Creator has woven His principles into every part of His creation. And there are lessons for us everywhere if we just open our eyes and hearts to see them. From their sense of purpose and teamwork to their understanding of seasons, their big thinking, their preparation, service, and care for one another, these tiny creatures model so much of what God calls us to be. I pray that these insights have encouraged you and sparked a fresh sense of wonder for God's design. Remember, God has a unique and wonderful plan for your life. He wants you to live with purpose, to connect with others in meaningful ways, to walk in wisdom, and to make a positive impact on the world around you. Don't ever feel like you're too small or insignificant to be used by God. He specializes in using the seemingly small to accomplish the extraordinary. Take these lessons from the ants, apply them to your life, and watch how God begins to work in new and exciting ways. He is for you, He believes in you, and He has equipped you for greatness. Thank you for watching. Remember, even the smallest creatures can teach us the greatest lessons. Stay inspired and keep seeking wisdom in all things. Keep your faith strong. Keep your heart open and know that God is with you every step of the way, cheering you on to victory. God bless you, and I look forward to sharing with you again soon.